Hi viewers, I'm Purple Celery. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be reviewing episode 3 of season 2/series 15 of Doctor Who, The Well, and as a heads up, there will be spoilers. So, The Well sees the well-worn plot of a base under distress. In this case, the base in question is a mining colony, and the Doctor and Belinda gatecrash a mission led by a bunch of, I think they were like space soldiers, space marines, to go and find out what's happened to the miners who were at that colony. It turns out that nearly all of them are dead due to a monster attack. Now, this plot has been done many times before in movies, TV shows, including in Doctor Who itself. And the trick is how to make this trope, this plot device, still feel fresh and interesting. Now, I did think that the way that the Doctor and Belinda got involved in this mission was a little bit contrived. I mean, there just happened to be two suits in the TARDIS that were very similar to what the space soldiers were wearing. There just happened to be two spare helmets available for the Doctor and Belinda, and nobody found out that they weren't part of the party until they landed on the planet where the mining colony was. So, minor nitpick, but I thought that was just a little bit contrived. But the action really picked up once they all got to the colony and started exploring. Now, one of my gripes from episode 1 was that the robot planet and the robots themselves in the Robot Revolution looked a bit too clean and cartoonish. That was not the case here. One thing that I did like was how lived in the base felt. It had that slightly gritty, beat up feel to it. I like the little touches, such as having kids' drawings pinned up above the bunks of the mining people. The episode also didn't shy away from actually showing us the bodies of the deceased miners, which was a bit surprising. I mean, this is meant to be like a family show at the end of the day. It was quite brutal in that respect. But it did nicely set up the central mystery. What happened to these people? Oh, and just backtracking one sec, there was also a line that I did like towards the start of the episode. It was when one of the soldiers tells the Doctor, "It's really inappropriate for you to call me babes." And I was thinking, yes, finally somebody is calling out the Doctor on this habit of his, calling people babes and whatnot. But then the Doctor responds with, "Oh, okay, hun." So I did like that line. It gave me a genuine giggle. The meat of the episode comes when they discover the sole survivor, Alice, and they're trying to figure out why she survived, and then a bit later on, what's going on, what's behind her. At this point, I was getting real midnight vibes because all of the action was mostly taking place in a fairly enclosed space. There was like a monster who nobody could see. The monster in question was kind of toying with them. So in that respect, yeah, I was getting midnight vibes. But I was genuinely shocked when a few minutes later it was revealed that the monster in question was the same sort of monster who was terrorising the shuttle in Midnight, and the planet that they were on was in fact the very same diamond planet that the Doctor, the 10th Doctor, did visit in Midnight. As for the rest of the episode, I really liked the Doctor's ingenuity in getting the leader, it was Shyla, I think her name was Shyla, in shooting both ends of the pipe containing the liquid mercury so as to create a reflection. What I wasn't so much a fan of was the fact that Shia basically sacrificed herself in order to save the Doctor and the other people. Now, I get on one level this kind of made sense because Shia was the leader, she was the commander. It was her job to make sure that everybody else got home safely. And I suppose in some respects you could argue that it was a nice callback to the episode Midnight, in the sense that in that episode, in Midnight, the hostess basically saved the day by sacrificing herself. If you recall, she opened the airlock and dragged out Sky Silvestri, who was possessed by the entity in Midnight. But I also feel like it's becoming more and more common in Doctor Who to have this random guest character sacrifice themselves in the Doctor's place and thus save the day. I'm just not a huge fan of it. My preference is for the Doctor or the companion to be the ones to do something clever to save everybody. I'm still very much liking Belinda. I like how her occupation as a nurse hasn't been forgotten. In this episode, we basically saw her try and heal the wrist of Alice. As for the doctor, yeah, look, again, I really wish that he hadn't cried in this episode. It's just wearing a little bit thin for me personally. We also saw another appearance at the end of the episode. Mrs. Flood popped up again. At this point, I'm wondering whether she's like a time lady or something, or maybe she's River Song. I'm thinking of the whole, pond, river, flood, water connection. I guess time will tell, but we've now seen her in the past and now we've seen her way in the future. And now we have a new mystery as to what's happened to planet Earth, because none of the people in the well had ever heard of Earth before, or the human race. It's almost like history has been changed to wipe the Earth out of existence. Overall, I would give this episode, The Well, about 8.5, 9 out of 10. I felt that it didn't quite stick the landing. But having said that, it was genuinely suspenseful, it was chilling, it was captivating. So to answer the question that I posed at the start of this video review, I do think that Russell T Davies did find a way to make this trope interesting and fresh. So far, I do think that Season 2 has been an improvement on Season 1, so it's tracking well and I really hope that it keeps it up. I am cautiously optimistic. But as always, these are just my thoughts. What did you guys think of The Well? Did you like it, hate it? Was it on a par with Midnight? Was it better? Was it worse? Please leave your comments in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see everybody next week for episode 4. So in the meantime, take care. Thanks for watching. This is Purple Celery, over and out.